Day 235 for the vlog. Day rating is a 7. Got to sleep in a little bit. I walked the dog around 7:30. Had a nice walk. She was pretty calm. Stayed collected. She found a little stick and decided to bring it back to the dog park and just kind of play with it. So it's different than walking around the complex for a bit. She's over here. Go, Momo. Go, Momo. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. And then just came back, got to play a little bit. And then gave her a little breakfast, a little treat. She did good. And then I met up with a friend. We went for our morning run. I got in 4 miles and they were walking their pup and they said they got in about 2. And so after that we went and got some sushi and just hung out for a bit. Hi, bubby. Hi, bubby. Hey, you, bubby. Just being a good girl. And I felt really good at first. I think after 2 days off, I thought I was going to feel a little bit fatigued or a little bit flat, a little sluggish. The first mile was 7:45. Excuse me. Let me see if I can pull it up. The first mile went just nice and easy, relaxed, and the second mile I was like, oh, I feel a little better. And the third mile was like, okay. I'm not sure if it's because the first 2 miles were going in the wind, and the next 2 we turn around and come back, so that extra little breeze almost pulling you felt great. You sleepy? Are you sleepy? Somebody's tired. Oh, somebody's tired. Okay, let's see if I can get it turned on. Alright, connecting. Sorry, the tablet shut off a little while ago, so I had to plug it in and charge it. And here we go. Okay, let's look at the 4 mile. 4 mile. Okay. 7:50 and 7:34, 7:24, and 7:08. So the 7:08 was just like, okay, where'd that come from? I thought it was going to be sluggish all day. And so after that 4th mile, I was like, okay, I'm definitely going to go do the group run. But I'll just take it easy. I'm sure that last mile maybe took it out of my legs. And then I went for the group run. And I felt great. It was actually really cool. We had 5 new people show up. Tom, Cammy, with Eric. They moved here, they both together moved here from Iowa. And then Lucy. Oh, there's one more. There might have been one more. There was 4 at least, and there's the 5th. And then right before we started, Gordon showed up, which was cool to see him again. And then my old teammate and roommate in Denver, Sabrina. So Sabrina showed up. I was like, Sabrina, hey! I gave her a little hug. Like, what are you doing? What's been you up to? Welcome to the little group. She's like, yeah, I didn't run this morning, so I figured I'd better come run with the group. And I was out here last week, but I showed up late, and so I just ran and was like, I'm not gonna catch him, so I turned around. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I was walking to my car and I saw someone, and I was like, this girl looks kind of lost because she was on her phone, looking at her phone, looking at the road. I was almost gonna ask, like, ma'am, are you okay? And I gave her a sec, just to make sure she wasn't on the phone with someone, to be like, oh, hey, I'm over at this light, come pick me up. And then she ran across the road. I was like, oh, you know what? She probably parked over there. And I was like, I've seen that running form before. And so I told her, I was like, was that you? And she's like, yeah, that was. I was like, I totally, that was you. I just didn't want to scare you. It was like, oh, it's so funny. And I've seen Sabrina, was it at 2 other races before? I think one was the triathlon, the last triathlon I did. Her and her husband both competed in that one. And we got to talk afterwards. And then, what was the one before that? I can't remember the other one. It's just cool to randomly bump into friends and teammates like that. And then I was trying to make sure everyone had like a running group, because our main 2 people, Christine and Gary, weren't there yet. And then Gary thankfully showed up right before we started, but the parking lot was full and packed. And I think 2 or 3 people had to park across the street at the other parking lot. So I'm glad we waited. I'm glad we had a good group. I think there was 1, 2, 3. And then Brandon showed up. My good buddy Brandon. He's been doing the Wednesday runs as well. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And there was 12 of us. So I just tried to make sure that all the new people had a good group and they knew where they were going. Thankfully we got enough people. No, 12, 13, maybe 13 or 14. So it was good. Glad we had a good group. I think everyone's starting to come out again and getting their miles up. I'm sure some of them are like, let me run a couple weeks on my own and then I'll go run with people. I mean, that's what I always do. I feel embarrassed to not show up, even though the running group is great and they're no drop group, so someone will always run with you. But it's just some kind of confidence thing in it, that you just want to be good with what the group's doing. Like a weird mentality. And we keep inviting people out and say, even if it's your first day back, just run with us. It's better to run with the group and keep meeting up with the group. We're going to keep you honest, as opposed to saying, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next week, next month. Just go out, kind of bite the bullet, so to speak, and just start running, which was great. And so I'm glad some of those new people came out. Hopefully we see them again next week. But we started the run, paired everyone up, said, hey, what are your new group? What are your new paces? And everyone said like 9:30. And I said, okay, we got 2 or 3 people that run 9:30. So stick with these 2 or 3 people. You'll be good. You got a light. You should be able to see everyone else's light. Follow through. If not, we'll come back for you. So did the run, made sure everyone was paired up, and then we at one of the turning points you can either add on for the 6th mile or turn in. And so turning back, I got to see a lot of the people and see that everyone had a running buddy and was chatting, so that was good. But I did the first mile 8:04, and then I asked if Brandon and Pawan were going to pick it up. And they're both like, no, we're good right here. So it's alright, I'm going to pick it up. And so I was trying to catch Brandon and Greg, and had to pick up the pace. I went from 8:04 to 6:56, and then I caught him and then eased up for about another quarter mile after I caught him. Maybe it's half mile. Maybe they were half mile up. No, I don't know if they were that far up. Maybe a third of a mile. I think they were a third mile up, and then I caught them, and then we ran the next 2/3 together. Well, we ran the rest of it together. Then So 6:56 for the second, and 7:21, 7:28, 7:26, and 7:04. And at 6, we finished at like 6.5. And I said, hey, I'm gonna turn around, make sure all the new people have their way back, and they're good to go. And so we turned around, and then Craig's like, hey, I'll go with you. He's like, yeah, cool. And it's like, we're not gonna go faster. I was like, no, it's just kind of like a cool down. He's like, all right, yeah, let's just cool it down. That's kind of what he said. He's like, it's like more of a cool down. I'm like, yeah, we're just trying to make sure people get back to the store and they don't get lost, because the way you go through the neighborhood can be a little confusing. So we headed back out and got an extra mile, and that last one was 7:45. But it felt good, it felt great, and so afterwards I signed up for that race. Actually, after I finished the first run today, I signed up for the race. And I told my buddy, I think in the 10K, not the 5K, he's like, I thought you were going to do the short. And I was like, I thought I was, but I have more confidence holding a steady pace for longer right now instead of trying to crank out 3 fast ones. 3 fast miles. So I just said, I don't know if I trust my speed right now. I've been having a lot of great, easy long runs, so I'm going to stick with that. And then hopefully all the fast people run the 5K. But he's doing the 5K, so he's like, you'll probably lap us. I'm like, I don't know. I think the 5K goes before. I'll have to look at the times. I think the 5K is Sunday at 3:30, and then 10K is at 3:45. So we'll see what happens. But my buddy Bryant was like, when are we gonna do this pizza challenge? I was like, that's a good question. We'll probably do it Sunday. So I was like, all right, I'll go with you guys. I'm gonna go get pizza. I said, great. We'll do a 2-mile warm up. I think he's just gonna kind of support and cheer us on and run a warm up miles, cool down miles with us. So do a 2-mile warm up. The 6K race, so that'll put me at 8.2 miles. Do a 2-mile cool down, so that's 10 miles. So after a 10-mile run, I'll be pretty hungry, and I eat pretty light for any kind of morning run, but this one's like mid-afternoon, so I'm probably going to eat light, maybe a breakfast shake at 9 or 10, then maybe have a snack like at 1, like really light. I don't even know what it's going to be yet. Like a banana. That kind of light. And then afterwards, we're going to try to head over to this pizza challenge place. It's a 2-person pizza challenge. You have 1 hour to eat a 24-inch pizza. And I think you win a t-shirt and a picture on the wall. So Brian and I are committed to do that after the race. So we'll see what happens. But the day went much better today. When I had the sushi with my friend's like, what would your grandma drink? And I said, Coke or Pepsi or coffee. He's like, all right, let's get Pepsi. They didn't have Pepsi or Coke, but they had Coke. So we got a Coke and got a little teary-eyed. My friend's like, cheers to your grandma. And just having her drink. And so, maybe you miss her, but in a good way. And it was funny, I was thinking how many sodas I've had, and I was like, I had 1 soda, maybe 2, from when my buddy Seth moved back to Iowa. And he always talked to me like, let's get a beer together, there's a joke. I said, okay, so on last day of work, get a root beer with the root beer float. So we had a nice little chuggle with that. And then what else is so that was the last time, I think, in March or April. And so now we're in October. I kept drinking this soda. I was like, man, it tastes kind of good. But the carbonation kept getting to me so much that it was like my nose was getting like I was gonna sneeze almost. So it was a really weird feeling. My friend kept laughing at me, like, you and this carbonation do not go well. I'm like, yeah, I don't have it enough. My body doesn't know what to do with this carbonation. So that was funny, memorable moment. But yeah, I'm glad I had a good day, good running. So plan is to do at least one good run tomorrow, go to the gym, and Saturday maybe be a recovery run, 4 to 5 miles, and then get into 10 again on Sunday. And that should still put me at 35-ish miles, give or take, a mile or two, which is not bad for having 2 days off. I'll take it. All right, call it a night there. Push-ups are done. Gotta read real quick and call it a night. And it's 2:54. I accidentally took a nap around 11:15, about 11:40. Started watching this show and I was like, I'm not that interested. I just lay down for a bit and I woke up grumpy, tired, and I was like, go take a shower. I showered, finished the last set of 25 push-ups, and then I just been up and I can't go to sleep. So here's my attempt to wind down, read, call it a night. Just run your life with health and happiness, and have a good night.